this morning. Starting off with a presentation on Airline Payment Maturity Index, the status of airline payments in Africa. And this presentation will be made by Ms. Sandy Samaan, who is Vice President and Head of Visa Consulting and Analytics for Sub-Saharan Africa at Visa. Thank you, Madam. Come over. No, let's clap harder. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So let's start. It's always exciting after lunch. So good afternoon, Mr. Secretary General, esteemed delegates. It is a great honor to be here today at the 13th Annual AFRAA Stakeholders Convention in Kigali. My name is Sandy Samaan. I am the Vice President for Visa Consulting Analytics for the Sub-Saharan Africa region. Today I'll present the key findings and insights from our recent thought leadership paper on airline payment strategies in Africa. This was conducted in partnership with AFRAA. Our objective mainly is to provide a comprehensive understanding of the current state of airline payments across the continent. Should I come closer? All right, sorry. So mainly our objective is to provide a comprehensive understanding of the current state of airline payments across the continent and identify opportunities and areas of strategic improvement. The presentation will outline the findings from our survey and research and discuss the strategic operational opportunities, improvements needed for African airlines to optimize their payment systems. Let me start first by introducing Visa, although it doesn't require introduction, although it might be a bit of a confusion with the conversation we had before lunch on the visa to travel. Visa has been present in Africa for more than 5 decades and today supports payment in every country in the continent. But before starting, I'd like you to spend a few words just to introduce you to Visa Consulting Analytics. We call it VCA. VCA has a robust presence in Africa with regional offices in Johannesburg, in Nairobi, in Cairo, in Lagos, in Cote d'Ivoire, plus additional other local offices. We are actually a global team of around 1,500 professionals, from strategy consultants, economists, digital and risk experts, and data scientists. In 2024 alone, we delivered over 2,000 engagements worldwide with key partners like yourself, mainly to advance their strategic priorities and profitability, of course. One of our most unique assets in Visa is our VisaNet data. Globally, we see over 60% of transactions in the world. We see where customers spend, where do they travel, how much do they spend, etc. But this, in combination with our unique data capabilities like artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, modeling, provide us with unparalleled customer behavioristic insights to develop tailored solutions. And just reflecting on before lunch, we were talking about route planning. Based on our data, we can advise how many people travel from Germany to Rwanda, from different parts of the world, etc. Our expertise spans across various domains, from strategy consultants, data-driven insights, digital transformation, risk management. Our partnership with AFRAA began in 2024. We have been actively working together on multiple initiatives. One of our unique activities, including presenting at the AFRAA Route Network Coordination and Cargo Committee meeting, where we discussed innovative approaches to airline network planning. Last October, actually, we conducted a loyalty webinar where we discussed innovative approaches to develop these programs from just cost of sales to actually revenue generators. We are also proud of the exclusive partnerships that we have on co-brands with several AFRAA carriers. This partnership enabled us to support airlines in enhancing customer engagements, loyalty strategies, ultimately contributing to the commercial success of our business. Having said that, let's spend a few minutes to deep dive on the payment performance of African Airlines and understanding the impact on revenue. Let me start with saying retailing is more and more significant for airlines. There was an updated release of airline retailing study in 2024 that was done by IATA and McKinsey. They identified a global revenue opportunity of around $45 billion, which half of this is almost generated or driven by optimized payment and fulfillment. So this is around 20 billion of the total value till 2030. And again, as I mentioned, our data and our unique position in the global payment ecosystem, we have insight into the payment performance across the global airline industry. Our analysis of African Airlines results compared to the rest of the world in 2024 reveals significant trends that highlight the challenges faced by carriers in the region. As shown in the graph, there is a deep and consistent performance gap between African Airlines and their global counterparts. Specifically, we observe a noticeable difference in the total number of transactions approved. The difference in the value of authorized transaction is even more pronounced, meaning that the average value of transactions actually is higher versus the comparison to the global trends. The consequences of these declines and rejected transactions can be significant. Compared to global peers, the continent's airlines are delivering a suboptimal customer experience and creating inefficiencies. This can lead to frustrated passengers turning to other carriers in some cases, leading to lost revenue and diminishing trust. To address these issues, it is critical for African Airlines to adopt best practices and modern technologies in the payment systems to capture more revenue, reduce fraud, improve efficiencies, and above all, deliver a seamless experience. This has led us to do this study that we are presenting today, so last year in Q4, and thanks to the collaboration and partnership with AFRAA, we conducted the Airline Payment Maturity Index survey. We received around 32 respondents from senior airline executives responsible for payments from a commercial and/or financial perspective. The survey comprised of 15 questions, scored from 1 to 4. 1 is from needs attention, developing, competent, to best practice as number 4. The questions addressed a broad range of topics, including strategic objectives, team alignment, execution capability, payment architecture, fraud management, and customer touchpoints. Of course, respondents weren't aware of the score associated with each score or with each choice they make. Ensuring unbiased responses, this robust methodology provided us with a clear picture of the current state of airline payment system in Africa, revealing both strength and areas of improvement or attention. The survey questions captured 5 key areas covering all aspects of the airline payment ecosystem: payment strategy, architecture, passenger experience, commercial performance, internal readiness. Each of these areas had 3 specific questions for respondents to self-evaluate their airline performance. This comprehensive approach ensured that we capture a holistic view of the payment maturity across various dimensions. Some of the questions were around what is the main strategic objectives and team alignment, while others were on passenger touchpoints, experience evaluation, and the extent and differentiation of these customer touchpoints. This structured format allowed us to identify specific areas where airlines excel and there are opportunities, of course, for improvement, as mentioned earlier. Let's go a bit deeper into the questionnaire. This was, as I mentioned, designed across these 5 key areas, each across 3 specific questions. allowing airlines to self-assess their performance. Started from the payment strategy to assess the effectiveness, compliance, and modernization of the payment systems, passenger payment architecture to assess the effectiveness, compliance, and modernization of the payment system, passenger experience to evaluate the extent and differentiation of customer touchpoints and digitization of the experience. Commercial performance is to measure the efficiency of payment approval rates, fraud management, chargebacks, and how to handle them. Internal readiness is actually to gauge the efficiency of internal processes. How do you measure your key performance indicators? How do you monitor them? How do your organization support for this payment strategy? Starting again from the first question is like main strategic objectives, how are your teams aligned from a strategy perspective, to lastly, how effectively do you monitor your key performance indicators? We covered all relative payment elements from a modern airline, exploring goals, design, implementation, and results achievements. I have shared a lot about the methodology. Now let's delve into some of these results. So actually, from the results from the maturity survey, the index survey, we capture self-evaluation of the airlines. The survey revealed that on average, airlines rated themselves between developing and competent. Across these areas, the highest score is payment strategy, lowest is passenger experience. And you can see the results on payment strategy is 2.86, payment architecture 2.43, passenger experience 2.38, and so forth. Coming to these key findings, Coming to some of these key findings, airlines show a strong strategic vision, particularly in their main strategic objectives, which scores actually the highest of 3.59 points out of 4. While operational challenges scored the lowest, mainly for monitoring utilizing KPIs at 1.91. Significant operational challenges are indicated by this response. Opportunity for improvement, the results suggested a coherent strategic vision that is undermined by operational inefficiencies, outdated technology, and inadequate data utilization. Overall, enhancing internal coordination, modernization of payment architecture, improving KPI monitoring could help align strategic objectives with the operational excellent execution. This in turn will boost actually commercial performance and passenger experience, and ultimately financial outcomes and customer satisfaction and loyalty. In order to gain a deeper understanding of the current state of airline payments, we analyzed these responses from the results and identified 5 distinct clusters based on their scores and performance levels. This cluster approach helps us draw insights into how different airlines manage and execute their payment strategies. It's not a cookie-cutter approach. Every airline has different challenges, and that's how we cluster them. The clusters are positioned along 2 axes or 2 dimensions, planning and execution. The first axis is planning, represent the extent of which airlines have developed clear strategic plans and objectives of their payment systems. Execution measures the effectiveness and efficiency with which airlines implement their strategic plans and manage their payment operations. And you can see from the left, from operational challengers, 7 out of the 32 respondents fall in this cluster. They scored between 32 and 36 out of 60. Emerging planners, 5 out of 32, scored between 27 and 30. Developing strategists, 6 out of 32, scored between 29 and 32. Competent executors, 9 out of the 32, they ranked between 35 and 40. Visionary leaders, there are 5, scored between 44 and 48. This clustering approach provides a clearer picture of the varying levels of maturity and the specific areas where different need to focus their improvement efforts. By recognizing their current positioning, airlines can develop targeted strategies, enhance their payment system, improve customer satisfaction and loyalty, and drive revenue growth. Let's deep dive into each of these clusters to explain a bit more details what are their challenges. I'll start with the operational challengers. These are airlines that have clear plans but face significant challenges in executing them effectively. Their payments systems generally meet business needs but struggle with transaction speed and integrating new methods. They also manage chargeback moderately but need better fraud prevention, improving collaboration, and execution within their teams is essential for their progress. Second would be the emerging planners. These are airlines in the process of developing roadmaps and acquiring the necessary resources. While their payment systems are being updated, they still lack real-time processing, advanced security measures. They focus on purchase point but face high chargebacks and fraud rates. Better alignment and collaboration within their teams are crucial for moving from planning to effective execution. Third cluster that we identified is the developing strategists. This group have basic strategic plans but struggle with resources and stakeholder buy-in. The payment system requires significant optimization and better compliance. They cover few payment touchpoints and frequently face fraud and chargebacks, require stronger detection mechanism, and improve dispute resolution. Their teams are often unsynchronized, need better coordination and alignment across the board. Fourth would be the competent executors. These airlines excel in all areas with advanced payment architecture, supporting modern payments methods, real-time processing, and robust security. They ensure seamless passenger payment experience, and their team works harmoniously with clear plans and resources. Their high-level coordination and advanced system position them as leaders actually in the industry. Having said that, what are the summary or the key lessons learned or findings from this study? Oh, sorry. I'll start with the evolving landscape of airline payment is critical actually to the industry's overall success. In this competitive airline market, the efficiency and security of payment systems are pivotal components that can significantly impact revenue streams. The maturity of payment systems become a key differentiator for airlines, and there is a critical need for better monitoring and utilizing of payments KPIs and data-driven decision-making. Improving the coverage of customer touchpoints and digitization of passenger customer experience is essential in a competitive market. Payment architecture need to be compliant with current regulatory requirements and industry standards. Strengthening organizational structures and business processes to support payment strategy more effectively is crucial. To summarize, our analysis revealed 5 distinct clusters of airlines. And this is how we can support actually across these distinct strategies and different needs across the airlines, because each airline faces unique challenges and opportunities to achieve their objectives. On the operational challengers, what is needed is to develop a robust payment architecture that meets basic regulatory requirements and industry standards. You need to ensure teams are aligned and well-trained in executing the payment strategy. On the emerging planners, you need to invest in fraud management systems to reduce fraud rates and improve payment security. You need to implement systems for better monitoring and response to payment KPIs. If I look at the third category, or the cluster, which is developing strategists, expand and digitize customer touchpoints to enhance customer experience. Improve efficiency in payment approval rates to best boost commercial performance. Competent executors, you need to leverage advanced data analytics to drive strategic decisioning and fine-tune payment strategies. Integrate cutting-edge payment technologies to stay ahead of the market. Visionary leaders, you're ahead of the game, but you need to benchmark against global best practices, continuously innovate to maintain this leadership position. Ensure seamless integration of payment systems with global standards and practices. By understanding the current state and focusing on targeted opportunities and areas of improvement, African airlines can enhance their payment systems, customer satisfaction, and drive, of course, further revenue growth. Tailored strategies for each cluster can help airlines move up the maturity ladder and achieve strategic objectives. By embracing innovation and leveraging technologies, airlines can transform their payment systems to meet evolving customer needs. Finally, thanks for your attention, and thank you to AFRAA for their partnership and continuous collaboration. Visa Consulting Analytics can assist airlines in their evolutionary journey by providing tailored consulting service to optimize payment systems and processes. Visa also can provide advanced fraud management solutions to reduce risk, enhance payment security, assist in the integration of cutting-edge payment technologies to improve efficiency and customer satisfaction. We also offer training programs to align internal teams with payment strategies and best practices. By drawing on Visa's expertise and solutions, African airlines can enhance their payment systems, streamline operations, and unlock new revenue opportunities. My colleague, Luca Fossati, who is an airline expert, and myself are available throughout the convention to review the scores of your airlines and share with you in more details how can Visa support your payment optimization and through other engagements if needed. We look forward to continuing our partnership and collaboration with AFRAA and contributing to the betterment of the airline industry in Africa. Together, we can create a more efficient, customer-centric, and profitable airline industry. Thank you very much.